It's time for another round of unboxings of the Jazwares Micro Galaxy Squadron line. Let's see if we find a chase.
Varykino, living the Star Wars life.
Hello there and welcome to the Varykino YouTube channel. So today I have 4 more mystery vehicle boxes from the popular Jazwares Micro Galaxy Squadron line. We love this line, very keen to try and complete it as best we can. I know there are some rare chases, so I'm very keen to get stuck in and see what we get in the next 4. I've done a first unboxing of 3 of these. I'll link that video down below, but very keen to get stuck in and see what are in these 4 boxes. So on the side of the box here we can see the sort of the known ones, and then there are 3 chase figures there. So without further ado, I'm just super keen to get stuck in. So I'm just going to show you guys the sort of the assortment case number here on the side in case you're one of those people that wants to try and keep track of what's in what assortment. I tried to just grab random ones off the shelf, wasn't too sort of scientific about it. You really can't tell the different weights or anything like that. They don't rattle any different, and yeah, so I'm just going to get stuck in. We can see the picture on the bottom shows the actual scale. I love these little speeder bikes and stuff like that, very cool. I'm hoping for a character that we don't have already, so very keen to see what we get. I want to just open these things up when I get home from the store, but yeah, I definitely wanted to grab these on camera. So we have Ahsoka! Yes, okay. This was one that I really wanted to make sure that I got. That's very cool. Okay, so we can see we've got little Ahsoka there, and her speeder bike and a clear stand. So I'm just going to leave the figures in their little plastic trays until I've done all the unboxings, because if we get any doubles then I don't need to keep doing it over and over. So very excited that I got her. Was hoping to get her in the first wave. Okay, box number 2. Let's see what we get. We have the standard Biker Scout and his speeder bike. Very cool. There is a chase version of the Biker Scout that has Grogu on a sort of a satchel on the back as seen in The Mandalorian. So this is the standard version, but we don't have him. That's 2 for 2. Very cool. We're doing well here. Okay. Number 3. And we have Darth Maul. Okay, so this is a character that we already have from our first unboxings, but that's okay. We figured that it's going to be pretty hard to get all of these characters in the first run without any dupes. So, lucky last, number 4. Trying to resist the temptation to just go into the stores and just like buy like like a whole case load. I know that you're going to end up with a lot of doubles that way. I'm going to try and trade for some of the ones that we want. And we got the Mandalorian. Excellent. Cool. Very cool. So didn't get a chase. That's okay, because these were the 4 that we just picked up, but recently we did a trade with a friend online where we got IG, which is a chase. So that was very exciting. He was after one that we had, and we're very big collectors of IG droid collectibles, so that was very cool. So we have 1 chase so far, even though we didn't sort of organically pull it out of a sort of a store-bought box, but there you go. You can see IG there with his sort of white and grey speeder bike and his stand. So now that I've done all of that, I'm going to get the figures out so we can see them a little bit more closer up. So that was a pretty good haul. I think that's better than my first lot. I got a double in my first lot. I got 1 dupe out of this one, but out of 4, I don't think that's too bad. Okay, let's see. Getting these things out can be a little bit tricky. They're kind of small, so I don't want to like break a little piece off. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. So we've got a little speeder bike. And there is generally, there's a small sort of slot there, which fits onto the space. So, fits on there nicely. So it will display on the shelf. And then I'm just going to put AG. So the figures are posable, which is kind of cool for this scale. So their arms and their legs generally move sort of at the hips. And he's there on his little speeder bike. Isn't that cool? So we've got that one there. Let's go for Classic Biker Scout. Very excited. This is one that I don't think you'd be too mad if you got doubles on, because you can kind of have like a group of sort of biker scouts on their speeders chasing down somebody. So again, they fit on pretty well, and the arms swing up pretty nicely. And there he is on his speeder bike. Very cool. Classic original trilogy. You can see these two together that the sculpting is fairly similar, but the paint job is quite different. So they're not just sort of smashing out the same sort of thing and then it's only the characters that are different. That's quite cool that these are noticeably different paint jobs. Okay, so pop that one away. Lots of little packaging. I don't know if I'm going to keep all the packaging for these. It's really tempting because of this launch edition sticker, which we don't know if that's going to be in subsequent waves, but for now I'm keeping it. It might become an issue later down the line as we get a lot of this stuff. So let's get Ahsoka out. So hers is a different style of speeder bike. Obviously, she is in her sort of maroon Clone Wars outfit. Not a lot of paint job on her, but I wasn't expecting a lot of paint work on these tiny little figures, so I can probably spend a little bit of time posing these characters a little bit better for display. But you can see her outfit on her grey speeder. It's kind of like a swoop bike kind of style. That's what it makes me think of. So there. And then we've got the Mandalorian. This is a different style of swoop bike again. So we'll get this one out. I like that the figures kind of pop out easily. I'm always worried that I'm going to break them. Okay. I like how easy these things fit on their stands as well. They just slot on really nicely. I think that that's a nice design. So let's get... Oh, the one thing about Mando is his cape comes off. So because his cape kind of gets in the way when you put him on the speeder bike, but I get if you want to like pose him next to it, then you can do that. So let's see, I'm gonna get him on there a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So you can kind of put his cape on him, but it kind of sticks out the back a little bit. So I'm just gonna keep it off there for a minute and just have him on his speeder bike. So you can see it's quite different to Ahsoka's. In the shape, it's got this long prong out the front, and very different to the classic original trilogy Biker Scout ones. And just for the sake of completion, I'm just going to pop his cape out to the side. Sorry, I've got little plastic containers everywhere. For the sake of completion, I'm going to get Darth Maul out so I can compare them. So his one, of course, is the Bloodfin Speeder, as seen in The Phantom Menace. We see him drive this on Tatooine. It's really quite a cool speeder. I kind of wish we saw more designs like this in Star Wars. Interesting that he doesn't come with a cape, because we tend to see him wearing his cape in this scene. But you can see him there. I really like the paintwork on this one. And Darth Maul always reads well in tiny scale because he's almost all black. But he's got silver for his lightsaber there and red on his face. So I think he translates pretty well. I'll pose him better a little bit later. So we've got a good little fleet here of our little scout class speeder bikes. Aren't they cute? So the ones that we are missing so far, if I grab a box for reference, so we have the classic Biker Scout, we have Darth Maul, Ahsoka, Mandalorian. We do not have the Clone Trooper yet. And of the chase, there is the Biker Scout that has Grogu on the back and a slightly different paint job on the speeder. That's from the Mandalorian. We have IG on a speeder bike, and this one is Cobb Vanth with his sort of pod racer engine one, also from the Mandalorian. So we've got 2 chases to chase down and 1 regular one. So I think that's not too bad so far. So we've got a couple of doubles. We're going to see if we can trade with some friends, or we might have to track those down online. Or who knows, maybe I'll be back in the store next week picking up a few more of these. But yeah, I think that was fun. We'll have some closer pictures up on the blog because the detail is really quite cool when you see them up close. You know, the camera can sort of pick it up well enough, but it really does translate really well in stills. I think these are just so fun, and of course they'll really flesh out a display if you're collecting the larger vehicles as well, which we are. I'm really looking forward to getting them all on a shelf to display. I'm so happy I got Ahsoka. Isn't she cool? As you might be aware, I love collecting the female characters. Ahsoka is one of my favorites. So I was really excited when I saw that Ahsoka was in the first wave. I was really hoping to be able to get her. IG is very cool. I particularly like the paint job. It's not quite metallic, but it's got enough of that sort of silver tone to the plastic there that he works really well. Got some good little details painted on there. Of course, classic black and white Imperial Biker Scout there. A little bit of a messier paint job on this figure on the arms. I don't know if you can see that there. It's got a, sort of a little bit of a sort of spray up the arms a little bit, but they're in the jungle. They can get muddy. I have seen some people actually take tiny paint brushes and sort of do slightly more accurate detailed painting on these, which looks incredible. I'm not that skilled. I'm just going to keep mine as is. But yeah, shame I haven't got a double of this one because it would actually be kind of cool to have like a little fleet of them. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll trade for some. But yeah, that's another fun little unboxing from the Jazwares Micro Galaxy Squadron line. So they've already started revealing wave 2 of this line, so they're not going to be slowing down. So very excited that we're able to collect at least a good portion of wave 1 before wave 2 eventually starts hitting store shelves. So we'll have more photos on the blog. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.